So there have been hints and political statements, meeting with political leaders. It's the perfect recipe for a political thriller. But why is it that superstars Rajinikanth and Kamal Haasan are dropping these hints, sending their fans and the media into a frenzy? Is the political vacuum in Tamil Nadu really to blame?
As Tamil Nadu reels from one crisis after another, the paralyzed state is wondering why the post-Amma chaos still hasn't gone away. Is a wounded Tamil Nadu waiting for a messiah to clean up the mess? Enter the two biggest faces from the state, both on the threshold of a possible headlong dive into politics. Too. As speculation whips up into a storm, there's one thing we can be sure about. Both superstars see the void, the paralysis, and the huge opportunity. But the biggest question is, will they seize it? Bureau Report, India Today.
While speculation about Rajinikanth joining politics gained currency after that famous fan meet that he held, it's not like Kamal Haasan hasn't been dropping broad hints. In fact, he's used Twitter, he's issued statements, he's put out poetry, and also now posters have gone up of him in Madurai, already anointing him Chief Minister.
Kamal Haasan. At least that's what these posters in Madurai seem to suggest. Even if you come as Chief Minister or as a rebel, we are with you until death. But what exactly is the reason for this virtual coronation? It started with a war of words between the EPS government in Tamil Nadu and Kamal Haasan. As the actor mounted corruption charges, AIADMK ministers dared him to first join politics. He then posted a poem on Twitter.
Let us criticize. None is king now. Am I a slave because I bow? Am I a loser if I shun the crown? Come along with me, comrade. One who sets out to smash absurdity will be a leader.
And this was followed by another tweet. This time, a letter criticizing the Tamil Nadu government. Haasan said,
I entered politics long ago. And you can arrest one critique, maybe two, maybe a lakh. But you can't arrest them all. People must start questioning.
We really appreciate Mr. Kamal Haasan's braveness that has come forward. And it has been some war of words actually going on for some time now. With the senior most politicians in Tamil Nadu and especially with or against Mr. Kamal Haasan. So we appreciate the aggressiveness also actually.
A political storm in Tamil Nadu's political potboiler was obvious.
விமர்சனங்களை தாங்கிக் கொள்ள முடியாத அளவுக்கு குதிரை பேர ஆட்சி இருக்கிறது. ஊழல் அரசுக்கு கமலை பற்றி விமர்சிப்பதற்கு அருகதை இல்லை என்பதுதான் என்னுடைய கருத்து.
And then came the biggest hint. The announcement that he will attend an event being organized by the DMK's mouthpiece. So will he take the plunge or won't he? As of now, the star is happy, fanning frenzied speculation into an absolute storm. With Akshaya Nath in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, joining us now on the People's Court is consulting editor T.S. Sudhir, and it's almost as if Kamal Haasan has taken his cue watching this show, because even as we speak, Sudhir, he has just tweeted, a high school dropout may not perceive any ET problem, but dengue I know. My child almost died of it. Work on it, TN government. If unable, move aside. Move aside. If you can't handle people's problem, move aside for who? For him? Sudhir?
Well, big question. In fact, Kamal Haasan's not very good relations with the AIDMK has been there for many years, especially it came to a head in 2013 when he took on the Tamil Nadu government when Jayalalitha was there over the Vishwarupam Rao. So in that sense, the AIDMK leaders do not really have any love lost for Kamal Haasan, and that perhaps explains the kind of attacks, personal attacks that many of the ministers, senior ministers have launched on him in the last few days. Padmaja, it's a very famous dialogue, an often repeated dialogue from his 1987 classic Nayakan, in which his grandson asks him, "Ni Nallavana Kattavana, are you a good man or a bad man?" So as far as the AIDMK is concerned, Padmaja, Kamal Haasan definitely is a bad man because the manner in which he's embarrassing them through Twitter, especially, he's asking them questions. He's even asking the people to go on a revolt of sorts, asking them to send letters to the Tamil Nadu government complaining of corruption. So in that sense, getting the people on his side. Is he going to enter politics? We do not know, because will he, won't he is the question as far as Rajinikanth is concerned. As far as Kamal Haasan is concerned, he seems to be almost teasing the people of Tamil Nadu and India at large over the past few days, because it's almost very cryptic kind of tweets which he has been putting out. In fact, one of the jokes on social media, one of the persons had put out saying, why can't he tweet in Tamil? Meaning to say, what he says, no one can really quite understand.
But I still remember at the time when this entire tussle between the EPS-OPS faction was taking place, he had even threatened to take up arms if the rot in Tamil politics is allowed to continue. This, Sudhir, over the last few months, you think is more direct than Rajinikanth has ever been, that he's just priming people for his eventual political entry?
Absolutely. In fact, I don't know whether it's going to be a political entry, because as Kamal always says, he's always been in politics from the time he started voting in the elections. So in that sense, he says he's a political animal. But if you contrast him with Rajinikanth, the superstar of the Tamil cinema, South Indian cinema, Indian cinema, Kamal Haasan has been much more direct. He doesn't really mince words. He calls a spade a spade. So in that sense, when he comes out and articulates opinions which are seen as against the Tamil Nadu government, he will obviously be taken seriously, and that means it is worrisome for the Tamil Nadu government, because people will take him much more seriously. He's articulate, he calls a spade, and with the kind of fan following he has, he could be a worry for the AIDMK government, which perhaps explains the manner in which they have gone after him, calling him a third-rate actor, calling him someone who's out of work and doing it for publicity. There is the grapevine that he's not having enough money, so there is some kind of a financial crisis, because of which he's probably trying to increase his brand equity in a way by being in the public eye. But for someone who has been known to play several characters with aplomb, Kamal Haasan, one must say, has actually taken to the world of 140 characters in complete style.
All right, so is it going to be the reticent Rajinikanth or the outspoken Kamal Haasan? Now the big one, the face-off between the two Abhinetas, mega stars looking to turn netas. Let's just say it like it is. Who is going to be the better politician and maybe one day the better CM? We try and decode.
Two superstars with cult following now seem to be chasing one common goal: transitioning from the silver screen to the political theatre of India. First, it was Thalaiva who hinted at his political debut.
சில பேர் ஆதாயத்துக்காக நான் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அவங்க கிட்ட வந்து சொல்றது, அதுக்காக நான் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு எலெக்ஷன் வரும்போதும் என்னுடைய ஆதரவு யாருக்கும் இல்லை அப்படின்ற சூழ்நிலைக்கு நான் தள்ளப்படுறேன்.
And now, after months of political activism, it's actor Kamal Haasan who has given a clear indication about his intent.
Would you enter politics?
I have entered politics the moment I marked my finger with the electoral voting mark in my finger. So I have entered politics, and I am, but I'm not a politician. I'm doing my duty as the citizen of India.
Both Rajinikanth and Kamal Haasan's latest political punches have the making of another big political blockbuster. If and when these two superstars enter politics, it will be a clash of the titans. But who will make a better neta among these two Abhinetas? Apart from being bold and vocal about issues, Kamal Haasan's social media reach is what works in his favour. Another big plus is that Haasan is a good orator in Tamil, has a good fan base and is known as an intellectual. But his biggest advantage in a state that takes its identity seriously is that he is a Tamilian from Madurai. There are, however, questions about whether Haasan is really serious about politics. Will he be able to stand his ground among shrewd politicians? And the most crucial one, can he convert his popularity into votes? He has already made a few enemies in the political circles, which could be a disadvantage for Kamal Haasan. All eyes have been on Rajinikanth's political entry. But can the crowd puller make a successful vote getter? Rajinikanth's mass appeal is unmatched. The fact that he has no big rivals make him a safe bet for political parties. His easy charm and humility make him connect with the people instantly. His patience is a virtue, as is his skill of making sharp attacks without explicitly hurting anyone. The superstar has kept his cards close to his chest and has every political party wooing him. What doesn't work in Rajini's favour is the fact that he is still viewed as an outsider. He has been undecided about politics for over 2 decades now and has been criticised for not standing up for causes spontaneously. Since Jayalalitha's death, there has been a political vacuum in the state of Tamil Nadu. It's now clearly established that the BJP wants Rajinikanth in its fold. But now, with Kamal Haasan hinting at entering politics, can he too help the lotus bloom in Tamil Nadu? With Priyam Vada in Chennai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Can you imagine the situation? Either of these two as maybe the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu one day. You have the picture in your head, right? Take a look at these possible scenarios that may pop up if two of either of them bite the bullet and join politics.
Is it so difficult to imagine either of these two icons as the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu? As Tamil Nadu wrestles on two fronts with unending political tamasha on the one side and unending speculation over the possible entry of these two superstars into active politics on the other. Political oracles are having a storm of blockbuster hallucinations. What, if any, are the possible scenarios of a possible political plunge by Thalaivar Rajinikanth and Ulaga Nayagan Kamal Haasan? A possibility that has gained traction for months now is that Rajini, under advice from family and friends, is actively considering floating his own political party to cash in on his own mega personality cult. Kamal Haasan, who is enjoying a hot season of political punches, is seen to be flirting with a more active political profile. If he does, he could want his own outfit. They are friends in the real world and cinematic rivals and competitors, but each has enormous respect for the other. Fans are even envisioning the blockbuster dream of Rajini and Kamal joining hands to float a separate party. These two superstars could of course join separate political parties too. Rajinikanth, a good friend of Prime Minister Modi, is seen as a friend to the BJP, a party that says its doors are open to him. Kamal Haasan has launched a direct attack on the current AIA-DMK government and is enjoying the affections of the opposition DMK. Could these flirtations end in a relationship? Finally, and this is the scenario that fans probably hate the most, that the high possibility of Rajini and Kamal drumming up huge political speculation but never really taking a full plunge. Happy to let the rumour mills churn on for eternity. With the age of superstars coming to an end in Tamil politics, are the decks now cleared for the next generation? Bureau Report, India Today.
But you can imagine with two of these mega stars, it's not like everything has always been hunky-dory. There are egos to be dealt with, and which is why they've had their fair amount of friction. They've co-starred in plenty of movies together. Here are some of the moments that these two greats shared.
Through the late 1970s, Kamal Haasan and Rajinikanth co-starred in box office blockbusters including Padanaru Vayadinile, Aadu Puli Attam, Aval Appadidan, Ilamai Unjal Adikirathu and Ninaithale Inikkum. According to Rajinikanth, it was Kamal Haasan who advised him to create a niche for himself post the 1970s. In the book Rajinikanth, the definitive biography penned by Naman Ramachandran, the superstar said, and I quote, "Rajini, only if you act alone will you get your own space. If you say no, the cinema world will use us and you won't be able to grow." The Ulaganayagan and Thalaiva made their Bollywood debuts in 1981 and 1983 respectively. While Kamal chose a Romeo-Juliet saga like Ek Duje Ke Liye and delivered a blockbuster, Rajini on the other hand chose an action-oriented film like Andha Kanoon to make a splash. Of Padanaru Vayadinile in 2013, the actor said, and I quote, "We've slowed down, but it's not because we've aged, but because of budget constraints. It doesn't make sense for us to release our big budget films on this same day at all." Includes Nayagan, Moondram Pirai, Pushpak, Apurva Sagotragal, Salangai Oli, Kurudi Punal, Devar Magan, Avvai Shanmugi and Unnai Pol Oruvan, is deservedly called the Ulaganayagan, or hero of the world.
I think I can safely say that I speak on the behalf of all their fans when I say that it's time, if you're really joining politics, please make the move. We've had enough hints. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on what Thalaiva and Kamal Haasan are up to. For now, thanks very much for joining us on this special broadcast.